What happens when the highest office in the land tries to dictate who runs a cornerstone of American technology? We're about to find out, and the drama could reshape an entire industry. Just imagine waking up to find a sitting president on social media demanding the immediate resignation of the CEO of Intel. That's exactly what happened on August 7th. President Trump posted a short, blunt statement on Truth Social, declaring Intel's CEO, Lip-Bu Tan, highly conflicted and must resign immediately. This public demand, quickly followed by a revealing letter from Senator Tom Cotton, accused Tan of controlling dozens of Chinese companies and suggested an unnamed multinational violated export controls under his tenure. Tan swiftly responded to Intel employees, refuting the misinformation and affirming his commitment to the highest ethical standards. Despite his reassurances, Intel stock immediately dropped 5% on a day when the market generally rose. For shareholders who had hoped Intel might finally be past its rock bottom, this was yet another frustrating blow. Now, you might wonder, why such a spotlight on Intel? Well, this isn't just about a CEO. It's about a company that once stood as the undisputed titan of computer chips, building what a former Commerce Secretary called the most important piece of hardware in the 21st century. Intel's journey from global leader to this besieged state is a story spanning 2 decades of strategic missteps and missed opportunities. Their decline really began some 20 years ago. Intel embarked on a spree of acquisitions, many in telecom and wireless. On paper, it sounded like a smart move. But as a Harvard Business School professor and former Intel board member, David Yoffie, put it, 100% of those acquisitions failed. We spent $12 billion, and the return was zero or negative. Imagine pouring $12 billion into ventures that literally produced no value. That's like buying a fleet of Teslas and realizing they all run on horse-drawn carriages. Then came the massive missed opportunity in cell phones. Intel understood the potential and even supplied chips for the hugely popular BlackBerry. But those chips were designed by ARM, a British firm. Intel, understandably, wanted to use its own architecture, known as x86. So, they decided to stop making ARM chips and develop an x86 chip for mobile. In hindsight, Yoffie calls it a major strategic error. Their plan was a competitive product within a year. They ended up with no competitive product for a decade. As Yoffie starkly recalled, it wasn't that we missed it. It was that we screwed it up. As the years rolled on, poor management became systemic. Intel consistently missed deadlines for new chips and steadily lost market share. They eventually gave up on smartphone chips entirely. CEOs came and went, but the production troubles persisted. By 2021, for the first time in its long history, Intel's chips were a staggering 2 generations behind its primary competitors, Taiwan's TSMC and South Korea's Samsung. In a desperate move, Intel's board brought back Pat Gelsinger, a seasoned engineer who had spent 3 decades at the company. He announced an extraordinarily ambitious and expensive plan to reclaim Intel's chip dominance. But in February of this year, as the stock continued to slide, the board fired him and brought in Lip-Bu Tan, the very CEO now caught in the political crosshairs. Despite this turbulent history and current crisis, Intel remains critically important. We must understand, it is the only U.S. company with the technology and expertise to manufacture leading-edge chips in America, though it hasn't actually done so in 8 years. At the highest levels of geopolitics, chip supremacy directly translates to national power. For the past 8 years, the world's most advanced chips have come only from Taiwan and South Korea. This strategic vulnerability is precisely why Congress passed the CHIPS and Science Act in 2022, pouring billions into American chip infrastructure. Intel received the largest chunk of these subsidies, about $8 billion plus loans. Yet, it seems the money came just a little too late. As one analyst observed, Intel just could not execute. So what happens if Tim does step down? Who would even want that job? Analysts like Stacy Raskin wonder how you attract anyone to lead a company under such intense pressure, especially with a former president targeting its top executive. Former Intel directors are even advocating for a completely new company structure, spinning off the manufacturing arm to secure America's chip-making future. The current situation highlights a profound national security dilemma. Global power demands a reliable source of cutting-edge chips. While Taiwan's TSMC is building fabs in Arizona with CHIPS Act funding, we know America won't receive their absolute best technology from these plants. That leaves Intel. As Raskin puts it, they're the only American company that can do it. But, he cautions, Intel still has to prove they could deliver. They haven't proven that. This ongoing drama has certainly shined a spotlight on a once iconic company. But as anyone watching Intel for the past 2 decades knows, identifying problems and actually solving them are 2 entirely different things. Can Intel finally turn the ship around and reclaim its vital role for America's technological independence? Only time will tell. What do you think is next for this silicon giant? Let us know your thoughts, and remember to subscribe for more insights into the ever-evolving world of tech.